It happened on a Wednesday evening. Maya was sitting on the couch with her laptop open, half working and half watching the city lights come on outside the window. Luna was lying on the rug nearby doing what Luna usually did in the evenings, existing peacefully in the warm amber light. And then without any warning, Luna stood up, walked the 4 steps across the rug, sat down directly in front of Maya and placed her paw on Maya's knee. Not pawing for attention, not scratching, just placing, deliberately, gently, and then looking up at Maya with those warm, steady eyes and holding the contact. Maya looked down at the paw on her knee and then up at Luna's face and felt something she could not quite name, like being tapped on the shoulder by someone who needed to say something important. She put her laptop aside. Luna kept her paw exactly where it was. They sat like that for almost 3 minutes. The city doing its thing outside, the lamp glowing, and Luna's paw on Maya's knee, saying something that Maya did not yet have the language to understand. After that Wednesday, it happened again and again. Luna would walk over during dinner and place her paw on Daniel's foot under the table. She would interrupt Maya's morning coffee with a gentle paw on her arm. She would appear beside the couch during a phone call and hold her paw against Maya's leg with a patience that somehow felt more deliberate than anything a dog should be capable of. Daniel started noticing a pattern. The pawing happened most often during specific moments. When Maya was stressed and her voice had that particular tightness in it. When Daniel had been sitting at his desk for too long without moving. When the apartment was quiet in a way that felt less like peace and more like distance. Luna was not pawing randomly, she was pawing at something, responding to something. And one evening when Luna placed her paw on Maya's arm, during a moment when Maya was trying not to cry about something small and stupid and overwhelming, Maya looked at Daniel across the room and said quietly, "She always knows. She always knows exactly when to do this." Daniel was at the kitchen table with his laptop on a Thursday night when he searched it. Not because he doubted what they had been seeing. He searched it because he wanted to understand it better. What he found reached further back than he expected. The pawing behavior in dogs has been studied across multiple research institutions, and the findings point consistently toward one thing: intentional communication. Not accidental, not conditioned. Dogs use paw placement as a deliberate social signal, one of the most nuanced and emotionally loaded behaviors in their entire communication repertoire. He read about a study where researchers measured the physiological responses of both dogs and owners during paw contact. Oxytocin levels rose in both the dog and the human during sustained paw contact. The same bonding hormone that rises between mothers and newborns, between close friends embracing, between people in love. He sat in the quiet kitchen for a long time after reading that. Luna was asleep on the tile floor beside him. One paw stretched slightly in his direction, even in sleep. He looked at it for a while before closing the laptop. 3 weeks after Daniel's research evening, Maya had one of those days that arrives without warning and dismantles everything. Nothing catastrophic. Just the accumulation of small things that becomes too heavy by 7 in the evening. She came home and did not say much. She made tea she did not drink. She sat on the living room floor with her back against the couch and stared at nothing in particular. Luna came and sat in front of her and placed her paw on Maya's knee. Maya looked at the paw. She thought about what Daniel had read about oxytocin, about the empathy response, about 15,000 years of dogs learning to read the emotional weather of humans with a precision that no other animal on Earth has ever developed. Luna did not move the paw. She held it there with a steadiness that felt completely deliberate. And Maya put her hand over Luna's paw and held it. And something in the room shifted. Not fixed, not solved, but held. The way things feel bearable when something that loves you refuses to look away. The research on dog paw behavior keeps returning to the same conclusion from different directions. This is not a learned trick. It is not a conditioned response to reward. It is a genuinely evolved social behavior, one that developed specifically in the relationship between dogs and humans over thousands of years of living together. Wolves do not do this. Other domesticated animals do not do this with this level of precision and emotional attunement. The paw is uniquely, specifically, and exclusively a behavior that emerged from the bond between dogs and people. Researchers at the University of Vienna found that dogs who used intentional paw contact with their owners showed significantly higher scores on measures of secure attachment. They were not pawing because they were poorly trained or overly needy. They were pawing because they had developed a relationship secure enough to reach out. Secure enough to say, I notice you. I am here. I am choosing contact. A dog that puts its paw on you is not asking for something trivial. It is offering something rare. Something that 15,000 years of shared evolution made possible, and that most people receive every day without fully understanding what they're holding. After that evening on the living room floor, something shifted for Maya. Not dramatically, not with a grand resolution or a changed routine, just a quieter shift in attention. She started noticing when Luna pawed her, not just feeling it, but actually registering it, asking herself in the moment, what am I doing right now? What is Luna reading in me that I have not read in myself yet? And more than once, the answer was uncomfortable and useful. Luna's paw, during the phone call Maya had been dreading, arriving 3 seconds before Maya even consciously registered her own anxiety. Luna's paw on Daniel's shoulder during the evening he was quieter than usual without explanation. Luna's paw on Maya's foot at 2 a.m. when Maya could not sleep and did not want to wake Daniel. The paw always arriving before the words did, before the awareness did. Like a small warm reminder from something ancient and devoted. I see what is happening in you. You do not have to carry it alone. I am right here. I have been right here the whole time. Luna is lying with her head in Maya's lap right now, one paw resting on Maya's arm, not pressing, just present. The city is doing what it always does outside the window. Daniel is reading on the other end of the couch. The lamp is on, the apartment is warm, and Maya is thinking about the Wednesday evening when she first noticed it. The paw on her knee, and the feeling she could not name. She can name it now. It is the feeling of being seen by something that has no agenda, no distraction, no complicated history of hurt and misunderstanding. Something that simply reads the emotional weather of your life and walks over and makes contact. Every time, without fail, without being asked. Luna shifts slightly, and the paw presses a little more firmly for just a moment, the way a hand does when it wants you to know it means what it is doing. Maya puts her hand over it. The city glows outside. The lamp stays on, and in the warm quiet of the apartment, the oldest conversation in the world continues, Not in words, but in the weight of a paw that always seems to know exactly when to arrive. Subscribe to Dog Mind Secrets. Your dog has been reaching out to you this whole time. Now you know why.